Now there are some gold farms that are not gathering based, and there are some that are not profession based. That being said, this is a unique gold farm. Let us begin. Okay, so today we'll be checking out the Battered Hill gold farm. Make sure that you make your way over towards Icecrown and go towards the Icecrown Citadel, and to the far right portcullis you're going to be wanting to head into the Pit of portcullis. Here you want to set it to heroic difficulty, and what we'll be doing is we will be farming up the Battered Hill item. You're going to want to reset worth it before we go in so you can record your farming session, and other than that you can do this gold farm within about 20 to 30 minutes depending on who and what you are farming. Some people like to take out all of the mobs. I like to take out the most amount for the least amount of time in order to maximize the amount of mobs slain per hour, and I can go off and do something else, but you're more than welcome to take on and take out any mobs you so wish. Failing that, you can do this on a ground mount. I prefer my travel form as I am able to just grab all of the mobs in conjunction, and I've basically got this farm down to a T as I've done it so many times for the Battered Hill, as it has always provided me with reliable gold each and every day. The Battered Hill derives its value due to the fact that it is used for the Wrath of the Lich King quest line, which unlocks the item 𝐂𝐨𝐷𝐿 upon finishing the actual quest line in general. And if you remember, within vanilla there was one called for 𝐂𝐨𝐴, which was in Dire Maul. This is basically a copy of this, and people go out of their way to actually get the Battered Hill and do this farm just so they can see how much they can actually get per hour. The Battered Hill drops depending on the mob, and therefore it averages depending. This can actually wide vary, and as such you can get this at a 0.03% drop chance or a 0.1% drop chance, which does depend on the mobs you are slaying, so to speak. I found that the dragons, the proto drakes, the blue ones, they tend to have the highest drop chance, so maybe taking those out as well would be an actual good idea for doing this gold farm. In addition to this gold farm, I would always recommend that if you are going to be gaining quite a lot of frostweave cloth and greens. If you have a tailor for the frostweave cloth, you can craft these into transmog, which you can sell on the auction house, or do what I do and craft the frostweave braces, which then I get, and then I use my enchanter to disenchant the braces for infinite dust. Subsequently, I always make sure to send over the greens if they are not profitable, and make sure that they are disenchanted as well for additional infinite dust, dream shards, and obviously the cosmic essence that comes along with this. These can be sold on the auction house or turned into other different types of enchants, but I find that selling the materials flat out from enchanting is much better at gaining extra gold per hour, even if you become unlucky enough with RNG for farming this Battered Hill. I would always recommend doing this for at least 20 runs. That means 2 hours, and other than that, it is one of my keynote gold farms. If I really don't feel like doing much, I generally enjoy doing this one, as it takes me roughly about 20 minutes in order to do. Other than that, I can quickly log in, log out, get it done. Boom, I've done a gold farm for the day, not a problem. And if I get the Battered Hill, I can sell that on the auction house. Other than that, that is pretty much the gold farm. It's a relatively easy gold farm in order to do. I generally enjoy this one, and overall I found that the Battered Hill, it just sells. It's always been reliable. It's a reliable gold farm. You can always make the most out of it by having a tailor and disenchanter, so you're always getting something for your gold farm. It takes about 20 minutes, and the Battered Hill sells for a decent chunk of gold even today because of the value behind it for doing that quest chain and people wanting the copy of 𝐂𝐿-𝐶𝐸, which is 𝐂𝐿-𝐷𝐿. Overall, I find this gold farm to be quite great. And other than that, this is the 60 days of gold farming where I am promoting my game Void, which is now on Steam. Check it out, tell me what you think, and other than that, have a wonderful rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be soon.